Hey guys, what y'all doing? This is Late Night Live with Dr. T. So come on in. I'm just kind of hanging out in my office. Hey, let me know who's here. Hope you guys have a good day. I hope you had a great day. So this has been an amazing week, guys. It's been an amazing week. On Monday, we celebrated my 60th podcast, my diamond anniversary in podcasting. So it was really, really cool. And then today we had an amazing podcast. So if you didn't get a chance to listen to it, please go and listen to it. Rose Fauntleroy from Virginia talked about trademarks, because if you're a speaker, author, a coach, a trainer, a business owner, wannabe business owner, whatever your thing is, we're so busy like creating stuff that we don't protect it. I can tell you, and my hand is raised. We create things. I create things in my sleep, okay? I help my clients create things. But we got to remember to protect them. We've got to remember to protect them. So please make sure that you go and you listen to that podcast. So I want to just kind of chat with you tonight because I'm so excited about the podcast class, but I still get questions about what is a podcast? What is a podcast? So, or questions about, what time does the episode come on? And I'm like, it's on now. You can listen to it any day, anytime that it comes out. That's the beauty of podcasting. So a podcast is a digital file made available on the internet. You can download it from your computer, your MP3, your whatever. Your computer, your iPad, your Android device, whatever. And then there's usually a subscription to it, and you can get them automatically when you subscribe, right? Easy enough. So just think for a second, if you want to get your message out to the world and you had a podcast, how if they subscribe to it, they could get the message for free every day, once a week, in their inbox, a couple of times a week, right? So that's what a podcast is. And I'll tell you, when I go and I do the research on podcasting, I don't even have to do the research. I can tell you that, hey guys, I can tell you that the space for it's a wide open space. It's still in the early adopters phase, especially for minorities. And so you've probably seen my message. If you've got a message, a thought, an opinion, then you should have a podcast. I mean, doing it here on Facebook is cool, but why not create your own real estate where you own it, you can show up when you want to, and you've got people that are following you, and you get paid for it as well, right? So why do you need one? Why do you need a podcast? If you need a podcast because you can gain a focused audience. You can have an audience that shows up once a week, every day to hear what you want to say, Derek Watkins. Dr. Michelle Clay, you want a podcast because you're in control of when it airs, what you talk about. And I promise you can talk about anything. You can talk about wine. You can talk about doctor stuff. You can talk about the garage, Derek Watkins. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about in a podcast, right? And then you can have it for as long as you want. It can be 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, however you want it to be. You can make it for that length. You just got to keep showing up. And the other thing about podcasts is it's convenient for your listeners. It's convenient for you too as a podcaster because you don't have to go into a studio. I podcast right from my home. Here's my microphone and my boom and all of that. I podcast right here from my home studio. Here's the studio, the podcast studio right here, right? So it doesn't have to be difficult for you as a person who wants to get out information, as an informationpreneur. How about that? Hey, Patrice. And it's even the better thing, not only is it convenient for you, but it's also convenient for your listeners. I mean, if you're trying to build a tribe, an audience, you want people to really connect with what you're talking about, then you want them to, they may be busy at 10 o'clock. They may be busy at lunchtime. But if you have a podcast, they can listen on demand. Just like we go and we watch these on-demand TV shows, you can podcast on demand. And guess what? I love it when you guys do that. It also helps you to become an influencer, because you're sharing information, you're sharing your knowledge, and you're interviewing other influencers. So it makes you look like you're in the know, right? So it adds to your credibility as well. So, and then the most important thing is there are opportunities to earn income. You can earn income by charging people to be on your podcast, like John Lee Dumas of E on Fire. You can have affiliate relationships like the one I have with audible.com /Audible trial /Riot Starter Chat. You can also have affiliate relationships with other businesses. So there's an opportunity to make money. And you can also sell your products to your tribe. Why? Because they're showing up. They're listening all the time on demand whenever they want to what you're saying. And the data says that most people listen to podcasts on the go and from their cell phone. So those are some pretty interesting things to think about. So you want to have a podcast, right? So where do you start? Well, you start by joining me on May 20th in our Zero to Podcasting class. We're going to teach you everything you need to know about podcasting in 10 modules, 4 hours, virtual. So wherever you are in the world, Patrice, Dr. Michelle, Derek, whoever else is here, wherever you are in the world, we'll teach you how to podcast. Because quite honestly, we need more podcasters. We need more minority podcasters. Hey, Ernest, we need you doing a podcast with the kids, talking about what you do. When I go to podcast meetings, I'm probably the only minority female. It's still a white, male-dominated environment, right? And so we have to really, if we want to have our voice heard, hey, Dr. Dre, hey, Mayonnaise, thanks for joining. We want to have our voice heard. If we want to get our message out, if we don't want to be censored, then you need a podcast. So those are some reasons. So you can join us. We're going to take you through 10 modules. In those 10 modules, we're going to talk about what a podcast is, how you get started. We're going to actually share our scripts and tools and tips with you on getting started with your podcast for a nominal investment. So Dale Richardson, my buddy, my partner who's teaching this course with me, together we paid thousands of dollars to learn the information that we know. And guess what? And we still didn't get everything we needed to get going with our podcast. We are both iTunes new and noteworthy podcasters. We are both using affiliate links in our podcast, making money from our podcast. And so who better to learn from than us, right? So, and it's fun. It's fun. It's a great way to connect with other people. It's just fun. So I'm not gonna give away all the tips, but I wanted to come in. I wanted to share, what a podcast is, because I'm still getting that question, and it's kind of sad because we just shouldn't always be late to every party that we go to. We should kind of be up on some things as it relates to technology, and we don't have to be afraid of technology. So we talk about change. So you be the change, create the opportunity in the venue to share your message with it is, Ernest, it is, cheers, with your tribe and with your new tribe. I want you to know that I have listeners now in 14 countries, and we've had over 5,000 downloads, right? So that's pretty cool. So now that we've gone from 1 day a week to 5 days a week, I'm expecting to double those numbers by the end of the year. And so just think, in a year, we've done some tremendous work with people wanting to find out how to be a riot starter, and actually listen to my riot starter guests. So I wanted to share that with you, because if you haven't thought about having a podcast, and most people haven't, I wanted to plant those seeds. Hey, Tracy, I wanted to plant those seeds for you to really think about it. Having a podcast is up leveling. It's going to the next level. It's another stream of income. It is it's cutting edge. It's innovative. And so if you're cutting edge, innovative, want to go to the next level, want to go in a total different direction than others are going, then you need to consider doing a podcast. So that is that's my lesson for you tonight, is to really think about podcasting. So I want to finish telling you about our course. Our course starts on May 20th, and you may say, "Oh, I can't be there on May 20th." Don't worry about it. Go ahead and still register if you're interested, and the link is right above. Go ahead and register, and you will get the training, you'll get all of the resources, you'll get everything you need to get started. Now, you may be thinking, "Oh my God, I'm a little technology not savvy. I can't really work with this stuff." Well, we've got an additional plan where we will help you. We will hold your hand. I call it the hold your hand plan to get you up and running. And so the investment for just the course is $197. Again, Dale and I paid thousands of dollars combined to learn what we needed to learn, and we still didn't learn everything. And we're going to share our tips and secrets and stuff with you so you can be successful. You know, why should TD Jakes and Joel Osteen be the only ones with the podcast, right? You should come and join us and have a podcast as well. And then the investment for the let me hold your hand and walk you through the process, because you know some of y'all are like that. You need your hand held, and I can do that for you. The investment for that is the course and the coaching for $597. So nominal fee to go ahead and really start investing in yourself, getting the word out about your thoughts, your comments, just the things that, inspire you. So, and it doesn't have to be just all inspirational stuff. I mean, it could be funny stuff. It could be silly stuff. If you go through and look through, hey, Sonia, you go and you look through what's in podcast in iTunes or iHeartRadio, you see all kinds of things, guys, all kinds of things. So I remember they were doing a podcast on Scandal. So they would watch Scandal, and then they would do a podcast about Scandal like every week. So their podcast was once a week. There's somebody I met at a podcast meeting. They were podcasting about Star Wars or something like that. So you can podcast about anything you want. Secure your intellectual property. Get your message together. Get your name out there. Share your message with the world. And make some money while you're doing it too, So that's all I got for y'all tonight. The next Accelerate Live is Wednesday, so we still got a few spaces there. So I'd love for you to come into my Decatur lab and join me, have some good food, and learn the next 5 laws in our Accelerate Live. And that's about it. Hey, Camille, thanks for joining. So do you guys got any questions? You want to know anything? Podcasting is cool. You can do it as expensive or as not expensive as you want. You can have cheap headphones. You can have some cool headphones like these. But I will tell you that we'll walk you through it. You don't have to be afraid about getting started with sharing your message with the world. Because guess what? There's somebody that wants to hear your message. They want to hear your message. And they may not be on Facebook. Facebook is tricky. They probably going to cut me off for saying this, but Facebook is tricky. I hear some amazing messages, but it would be great if you could just send people to where your messages are and not be censored. Not have to worry about, if somebody's going to cut it off or whatever. You can just go ahead and share your message with the world. So that's all I got. I'm going to finish up my adult sippy cup, and I'm going to call it a night. So if you guys want to hear any more about podcasting, join us. Make sure you subscribe, review, and rate the podcast. Listen to today's episode with Rose Fauntleroy on trademarks. It was amazing. And I'll talk to you later. Until next time.